nervous because I'm going to be speaking in front of 200 high-ranking officials. Yeah, no pressure. Born and raised in San Antonio, Texas, to a single mother of 6 children. 4 of us out of the 6 actually joined the Army, and we've all deployed and are combat veterans. I say like calling was when I was like 12 years old. That's when I knew someday I would be wearing the uniform. You know, I have all my brothers and sister here, you know, talking about their experiences, and so I wanted the experience, so I went straight to the recruiting station and said, I want to go active duty, send me to the unit that's about to deploy. And sure enough, within like 6 to 8 months, I was being deployed to Iraq. You think in your mind, yeah, I'm gonna go and do this and you know, see combat and, you know, fearless, you know, you just have that fearless, but when you're right there and you actually feel it going down, you're like, that's reality. You know, all you can do is rely on your training and your leadership, so that's exactly what I did. I knew I was in good hands. All right, so there's my flight 1038. I've just been thinking about stuff to say, you know, to be the voice for every victim of this invisible war. Hopefully everybody gets the message I want to convey to them. We got here. AM. We asked if you could please. I just got to Hawaii October 20th, 2011. Prior to that, I was 3 years Army recruiter. If you know anything about recruiting, it is like you really have no social life. Just getting back into going to formations in the mornings, and you know, I was so happy to be a soldier again, because in recruiting it's kind of like half soldier, half civilian world there. The holidays were like right around the corner. I still hadn't really got a good friend base here, and one of the NCOs was like, hey, there's going to be a single soldiers retreat coming up. You ought to go to it because this will give you a chance to meet people in your unit, and it's like a free mini vacation. So I was like, okay, you know, I got convinced to go. Okay guys, so I can't even begin to describe what I'm going through this morning. I couldn't sleep again, as you can see, probably bags under my eyes. This is like the moment, you know, the moment, and I just can't wait. I can't wait to be a part of, you know, making a difference. That's what's the most important thing to me. The single soldiers retreat was at the Hilton Hawaiian Village. During the class, you know, you had like little groups where everybody was sectioned off. So the people at my table I met there was 3 females from my unit. I had never really talked to them before, but that was a good chance to meet them, and I did. I made friends with them. There was also another soldier who was in a table behind us, but there was no group for him. I don't know, there wasn't enough room in the other group for him, so he came over to our group. Here, about to go on and speak. This is how it looks. And these are all the people attending. I haven't gone out in forever as a recruiter, so this is like, you know, I feel so happy meeting new people and having fun. One of the females bought drinks, like a shot called Scooby-Doo. Next, it was the other girl's turn to buy a shot. So of course we drank that. And then I didn't buy them a shot, I bought them just a regular drink. So we're drinking and we're all having a good time. We go straight to the stage. I mean, I really don't know how to dance, but we're just having a good time jumping around. We were leaving. Both females, I guess, had their friends meet them there, so they were like leaving, and I was like, well, I'm just gonna go back to the hotel room. One of the females said to the guy, hey, you got her? He was like, yeah, I got her. I'll make sure she gets there okay.
The things we are asked to do require trust, the ultimate trust. The trust that you can believe in anybody who wears this uniform. Because you got to be there to save each other's lives under very chaotic conditions. But if we can't solve this problem, would you trust this uniform?
I remember going into the elevator, getting out the elevator. He's like trying to help me, but I'm like, I don't want nobody touching me. So I remember going to the door, putting my car key in the door and opening the door, seeing my bed and just flopping down. Well, the next thing I know, I wake up and he's on top of me. I have no pants on. I couldn't even scream. I don't know if it was just my body or the pain. I just like knocked out. Next thing I know, I wake up on the other bed, sorry. I wake up to some banging on the door, but I don't get up in time because the way I found myself, I'm like, well, I was disoriented. Right then and there, I knew, something happened. I didn't know he followed in behind me, and he wasn't there when I woke up. Suicidal, homicidal, all these thoughts just rushing. Then I get a call from my victim advocate, and she's like, CID wants to talk to you. And the CID agent sits me down and tells me, I got some great news for you. He confessed. All this weight just lifted off me. He's gonna get in trouble. Hallelujah, And so I'm like, this is great news.
Create an appropriate, positive command climate where trust and respect are the cornerstone of what that command climate is about. That all our soldiers trust that actions will be taken appropriately by the chain of command. That we have an attitude of respect for each other who wear this uniform. That's who we are. It's who we're supposed to be.
Well, I was set to deploy. This happened December. I was set to deploy January. So I left, I deployed. In April, the prosecutor sent me a message saying that there's gonna be an Article 32 hearing where they tell him what he's gonna be charged with and everything. And they did this by VTC. Legal over there knew that this was gonna happen. They sent a PV2 as my support. The chain of command knew that it was going to happen, yet nobody showed up for support for me there. That E2, as soon as the VTC came up and my perpetrator was on the other side, he was like, hey, what's going on? The guy on my side is even friends with him, like, really? So that was like a slap in my face. July, they end up putting me TDY to come here to Hawaii for the court-martial. I didn't have no victim advocate here because the one that I had previously had already left the island. So that was, there was no support there. That was like the hardest day of my life. Everything was going great. Jury went in to deliberate. They have DNA evidence, they have a confession, you know, this is all gonna be great.
From the things I see, we still have people out there who tolerate sexual assault or sexual harassment. And until we solve that problem, it's gonna get worse.
I didn't invite him into my room. I was asleep. When they said acquitted, everybody who was here and were there in the courtroom from the rear D started high-fiving him. Go back to when I was 12 years old and how I thought so highly of the Army. I felt betrayed. In a single soldier's retreat, you're in civilian clothes. There are no ranks. He looked young, 19 years old. Well, he was E2. But when I'm on the stand, they see this. They see E6. I got up there, gave my speech, and everybody liked it. Everybody came up to me and told me how great it was for me to be up there, telling my story, trying to make a difference. And pretty much they say it impacted them. I actually had one general come up to me and gave me his card and said for me to send him an email because he wants his people to call me and pick my brain so they can change things where he's at.
This is about the health and welfare of our sons and daughters, the sons and daughters of America's citizens. I want them to be proud of sending their sons and daughters in the Army. That's what it should be. It's a great opportunity. We all know what the Army gives to people. It gives people of all races, colors, religions, financial backgrounds, whatever, the opportunity to succeed.
These past 2 days have been like the greatest days of my life. I can't even put it into words right now. But the impact that it's had on me is very fulfilling. I'm glad I'm going to be able to go back and tell all the other survivors, hey, the Army's doing something about it. And that for me is just fulfilling, and I know it'll fulfill them as well. I feel justice, a sense of justice. Even though it was injustice in my case, I feel justice right now, today.